Wagwan everybody, it's your boy Jay Smooth. We are back with another episode of Smooth Talks. Today's guest is a photographer that has shot for the likes of Young T and Bugsey, Headie 1, H, RD and even Nave Smalls. It's Venture with Harry. Let's get into it. Let's go! So Harry, you're a photographer. How long have you been doing photography for?
I've been doing photography probably for about a good sort of, I don't even know, since I was about sort of 16 years old properly. I picked up my first camera when I was about 14. It's pretty
long time then.
Yeah, long time, long
So
time.
how old are you now?
I'm 21 now.
Jesus, so young, innit? Young, but that's a lot of work, and to say you've like done so much in that time period as well, like you. So it's like what you said. You picked up your first camera at 14.
Yeah.
Then really got into it at 16.
Yeah.
Do you, by any chance, I know this is going to be a bit far-fetched, but do you remember what your first camera was?
I think the very first camera that I properly picked up when I was 14 was my mum's. I think it was like a Canon Power Shot. I want to say IS or something like that. And I just ended up going into the front garden and I took a picture of this bee, which somehow came out like really well, and I just thought that's pretty sick. So ever since that, I just sort of, I don't know, started leaning towards the media side of things, photography, this, that and the other. And then my first proper camera, where it sort of all started with like my old, well I say my old YouTube channel, Venture with Harry, that's just been revived. Basically I had a 100D, a Canon 100D with the standard 18-55 kit lens, and that was just the beast. That sort of started it all off.
Okay, so that's what you used to use. What do you use now? Like what's the evolution of that? Because obviously you would have gone through like a lot of different cameras, I'm guessing, a lot of lenses.
Yeah, like I went from, I had my 100D with the 18-55, and then because I was doing like vlogs and stuff like that, I had a 10-18 for just like wide angle stuff, and then eventually transitioned from that. And obviously you can't forget the Nifty 50. Everybody knows about the Nifty 50.
Well, what's the Nifty 50? I don't know.
Basically, every photographer knows about the Nifty 50. It's just the 50mm, like whether it be a Canon 50mm, Sony, just every like bog standard 50mm. It's like, I think it's f1.8 or something. Just that's everyone's first sort of proper prime lens.
So kind of like the oldie but the goodie, innit?
Trust
Mr.
me.
Reliable.
Old gold, yeah, trust me.
The reliable one.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, that's cool, man. So again, like, so take me through the journey. So you've started now 16 properly.
Yeah.
And you've gone, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like, so did you know like what kind of path you wanted to take? Like, did you ever think you'd come down like the musical / entertainment route of it, or did you think like, because let's be real, being a photographer, you could have gone to anything. You could have done weddings, you could have done funerals, as sad as and glum as that may seem in it, but you could have done funerals, you could have done like even stuff of animals, you could have done anything, the environment, like even look where we are now, you could have done something mad like this. But
I know,
what made you pick that route?
I think sort of as I got older, I sort of realised that photography wasn't necessarily like a super profitable path, and then sort of with all the YouTube stuff I kind of delved into the video side of things a bit more, and gradually as I've like got older and things like that, it's just sort of appeared that video seems to be like the place to be, whether it be video in television or in film, this, that and the other, or in social media. There's so much like video stuff now, like with Instagram, you can't really post a photo anymore, not really. No, it's all wrong. Short form video content which is just taking over, so video
people be loving the reels, you're not wrong with that one.
Oh no. And it just seems to be like the video seems to be the place to be at the minute. Don't get me wrong, I still love photography and still like love shooting photography and stuff. But I think leading up to all of that, I was just, when I was about 16, I sort of finished school, and I didn't really like secondary school because I don't know, I just wasn't able to pick anything that I really wanted to do. They
was you like a naughty youth?
A little bit to be fair.
What, you causing mischief in the class, yeah?
I was just, I don't know, I was one of them kids where they would say like, it would do, what is it, if they, what do they say? It's like, if you put your mind to it, you can like do it.
Oh,
and
the
stuff like
parents
that.
evening, like, oh, he's a proper good lad, but he's just a bit disruptive in the
Yeah.
class, and if he really put his mind to it, he could do so much more. Yeah, I know that one of the teachers give that mythical story there, but then in the class, they're like, Harry, get out of the class now! Yeah.
Literally, like I was very much sort of like, I don't know, if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't necessarily do it, which isn't the best sort of trait to have. But there was one of my teachers, I think her name was Mrs. Redhead, who would like watch my YouTube stuff that I was doing outside of school.
Name?
Yeah, Mrs. Redhead. She was
A lie, like her actual name was Mrs. Redhead.
She didn't have red hair though, believe it or not.
That's a bit mad.
And she was just like, she was a strict teacher kind of, and would sort of like keep you in shape, but she would always like watch my YouTube stuff and ask me what I was getting up to sort of outside of like school, even if it was like doing like the abandoned buildings and stuff, like with a bit of trespassing and things like that. It was just like I was doing something that I really enjoyed. It was creative and stuff. And she really like full on supported that, which was good. So shout out to Mrs. Redhead. I don't know. I'd actually see
That's
it.
important, though, you know. That's important. No, real talk. That's important because sometimes a kid needs that one teacher or that one person to like really believe in like the thing they're doing. Because sometimes the kid's not actually bad. It's just they don't know where to put their energy or to put their focus in it.
Yeah.
So if they have something that they do, sometimes it's good to like encourage that and make that flourish type of thing in it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where that could go. Because sometimes it goes like in the most positive way, innit? Like, how many people do you know, like, of any success story really, that's had like a the kid's been bad at school or whatever, they've really found themselves in this, then for all you know, they've gone on to be like, if it was sports, they've gone on to play like into the next champion league or whatnot. If it's music, then they've obviously gone to be like a star or like whatever their field is, like whatever they've really liked, they've gone in to be something proper, innit? So sometimes you just need a teacher like that, you know, that just nurture something.
Yeah, trust me, like that. It's just because I think before I picked my GCSEs, they got rid of the media course and they got rid of, I think they had photography or film studies, something like that, and I would have picked it straight away. And I ended up doing, I think, what did I do? I did graphic design, which was awful. German, amazing teacher. Miss Garner was an absolute beast, but German wasn't my forte. I was not very good at it. I did ICT, which I was good at. I think it was the exam I did well in. Coursework was not good, and it was sort of like that for the rest of my GCSEs that I did, because I did history as well. That was Mrs. Redhead. She was my history teacher. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't the best at history, but World War II was my to be fair.
You're fanatic,
Love that stuff, yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. So
But I think
she kind of set you on the path. No, I won't say she set you on the path, but she kind of gave you that extra bit of encouragement to go, oh, you know what, I actually really do enjoy this, and helps you give it that focus a bit more.
yeah, because I think
Which
like
is it, man.
with a lot of the other teachers, it's sort of everybody pushes like all academic stuff, which is fair enough. Like that's
Yeah,
their
it's fair,
job,
but not everyone's an academic person though. Like I know myself, innit, I'm not the most academic, like never have been, never will be really and truly, but I know I've always excelled in the creativity side of things.
No, I think that's it really. Like with Mrs. Redhead, it was sort of like say that tiny little bit of encouragement that I got, and I think even though it was just like her versus like the rest of the teachers' opinions, I just sort of stuck with that and was like, I'm gonna do this. And ever since that, I've just sort of been, I don't know, I say just working towards getting further and further into the industry as I got older. And then once I was able to like leave school, I was absolutely gassed. I was able to obviously go to Confetti College and then just start doing, studying stuff that I actually want to do. And I started off doing, it was like a level 2 digital media for a year. So I was able to do photography and film for a little bit for the year. And then
you shedding in the doo-doo there. I'm not
say, not with the fresh crap.
Yeah, fresh crap. What? You've been vexed. I swear to God.
No, literally, not even 12 hours old.
I don't. Yo, it's the peaky thing. Like, I know this is a bit sidetracked, isn't it? But have you ever stepped to doo-doo before? Like, it's.
I'm not even joking. That I did that earlier.
Oh,
literally, left foot straight in there.
Oh no!
I'm not even joking. It was so bad.
It's the most soul-crushing thing, isn't it? Like, it's like that's the ultimate day, like the ultimate thing to make your day just go wrong. Like you stepped it, you just think, nah.
I was lucky that was only a little bit, to be fair.
Yeah, but
if it was more, if it was like a whole plot, when you know when it just sort of goes round your shoe and then comes over the top. No,
oh, yo,
not for me.
I know everyone suffered that. Everyone suffered that. Like I know myself in it. I remember one time, like it was my brethren's birthday party, yeah, and I thought, yeah, I hopped up my whip now, feeling. I hopped out the whip, and I thought, yeah, what's the real thing? Stepped straight in it. I was like,
It's
no.
like you smell it before you see it, though. That's one of them ones. You smell it before you see it. That's what happened to me earlier. Like,
Yeah.
Because I had to sit down because we were doing like a glide camp thing this afternoon while I was at uni, and literally I could just smell it, and I was looking, and then literally under my left toe, I was like, oh. So I was wiping it off.
Yo, it's
ASAP,
defeating,
bro.
innit? It's defeating. Like
Trust me.
you feel like you just for dash the whole shoe, and you also feel like you want to find like the dog that done it or whatever. You're like,
trust me.
ah, and then you cuss yourself as well because you think, why did I see it? Why did I look? Why am I only just smelling it? And it's
I was
like,
gonna say most of the time it's just in random places as well.
I know, exactly.
That's so random.
Exactly, bro. Like imagine hopping out your car and then you step straight in. Like, what is the chances, fam? Vexing. Like you never live it down, innit? But obviously you get over it and whatnot. But
No, trust.
at the moment, it's like it's the vexing thing, and to clean it's so hard, especially when your shoe has bare grooves in.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Bro, literally, it's not the one. It's not the one at all.
Oh god,
But-
bless you. But anywho, back on. Sorry to sideswipe the story, but yeah, back on topic. So, you was on about Miss Redhead, obviously your school.
Yeah.
I can't remember too much, but let's just go with this. So how did the name venture with Harry? That's what you was on about. You was on about because you went confetti and then you got to choose what you wanted to study. So you were studying more the thing you was interested in, and obviously that
more
led you to
media
work.
related stuff.
Yeah.
And then after I did my media course for a year, I went on to film and TV, which was finally part of the plan because I had like a little notepad. It was a little ripped out piece of noted paper, and it just had like the timeline of like what I was going to do, and uni was on there and all the courses and this and the other. And I'm finally on the section where I'm in doing television production technology at uni, which is cool. It's hard though, I won't lie. Definitely uni is sort of, it's not for everybody. I wouldn't even say it's for me, to be honest. I love the practical side of it, the creative side of it, but writing is not my strong point at all.
Yeah, no, not me either. That's one thing I didn't really like throughout the whole education thing, and I know you have to do it, but I'm dyslexic and I've never been strong at like the whole writing side of stuff or the whole reading side of stuff. So when it comes to that, people lose me in it. Like and the most frustrating thing, I don't know if you've ever done this in it, I know plenty of people have though. You know when you read something and you feel like you've not read it, so you have to reread it again, and then for some reason your mind blacks out again and you're like, I didn't read it again. And you have to read it for a third time and you just don't sink in. That used to happen to me a lot, so I hated exams and stuff because I'd be like, I waste too much time trying to read the same damn question, and then my mind just can't focus on the thing like that, and then the question just gets read wrong because I read it wrong, and it's just like, education is not for me in it, but we persevere, we try, it is what it is. I know I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, but it is what it is. But it looks like you do the same as well. But a question I had to ask you is like, so why didn't you venture with Harry? Like,
that sort of came about because at the time I was doing lots of sort of like, originally I started doing gaming videos, just like screen recording on the PlayStation, and then sort of I got into sort of watching a guy called Exploring with Josh, who was like an American guy.
oh man.
He was just exploring abandoned buildings and stuff like that, and I just really got into that. And to be fair, there was loads of abandoned buildings in sort of like my sort of area back in sort of like Belper Way, Derby, like Nottingham Way, and like me and my friend Noah Rustbridge, also known as BLP Visuals, shout out, or on Instagram Noah R2011, he's a beast. We just used to go and check out all these abandoned places, but just used to like film them, and finding a name was sort of really difficult because obviously I didn't want to copy Exploring with Josh or Exploring with Harry, because everybody had sort of
Everyone
got
took
that.
the explorer thing type of thing.
Yeah, like there's so many channels with like Exploring with or this, that and the other, and I just thought Adventure with Harry, but then I thought that's kind of a bit long, and then I just one day just settled on Venture with Harry, and there was no accounts with Venture with Harry, so I made the Instagram, changed my Instagram name to Venture with Harry, and then obviously did the YouTube channel, name, and then just sort of went from there really. And ever since I did that, I just uploaded videos for a good few years, just whether it be like vlogs, abandoned buildings, all sorts of stuff like that. And then gradually, as I got a bit older, was sort of like experimenting with like some more cinematic stuff, and just sort of building my skills from there. Whilst trying to grow social media, but back then I didn't really sort of like know how to grow my social media that well, so I was just posting like loads of random stuff. But sort of, I don't know, it just kind of evolved, and as I got older I just learned more, and I don't know, just sort of went from there really. But
kind of fit the thing, because I'm not gonna lie, obviously I've seen your IG, I've seen stuff you've been doing, and you're a bit of a daredevil, innit? Like, you be on some mad stuff, my guy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I even saw the other day you ran like what is it, like a park marathon or something?
It was only, I think it was like 4 3/4 mile. It was the Dovedale Dash, and I ended up doing that. Like running, I purely got into just because of my girlfriend's mum. When we were in Dorset, I just went on a run, and ever since that I've just sort of not been running loads, but like just kind of got into it, and it is quite fun, to be fair. Obviously good for your health and stuff. And she mentioned about all these races and stuff across sort of like the year, and then I thought, you know what, I'll do this Dovedale Dash, and it was so much fun, to be fair. It was knackering, because it's all sort of...
bro, I saw you look like you was proper dashing. Like, I saw you running, I saw clips, you was like, you was proper dashing. I thought he's really laughing people, like he's really dashing, like it's crazy.
Honestly, I was a bit nervous because I've never sort of done like a big running race like that in my life, to be fair, and I knew I wasn't going to win because there was loads of like track runners and like team runners there, or fell runners as you call them. But it was fun, but I don't know, although I've ran sort of like 8 miles and stuff before, because there were so many like hills and you've got wet feet because you have to go through the river first, it was really tiring, and it was definitely like a good test on my body, to be fair, but I had a great time doing it, to be fair. It was proper fun.
You look like you was good bit of health doing it. Like, I thought when I saw you laughing people, I really thought like, wow, he's really like got that type of stamina. Like, I thought, Jesus, if that was me,
to be fair,
I had a long finish, long come out of the chest and everything, and I'm like,
literally, to be fair, when I was at the start line, there was like, there's so many people there, and I thought, in my brain I knew I wasn't going to win, not against half of these like professional people, but I thought I'm going to bomb it down this hill and be like the first down the hill, and I think I was like the third person down like the first big hill. And then out of, I think there's like, around about 500 people in total there, and I came 89th, so I got top 100.
Yeah, that's
which wasn't too bad for my first
kind of
ever
just
run.
After being the third, it just went downhill from there to some
extent. Like all these people in their vests and their tiny shorts were just, I don't know, like gazelles, and I was just like huffing and puffing, just trying to keep up. But
yeah, but like I said, I saw the clip and you was just steaming along, like you was really going for it. Like I said, if that was me, I would have collapsed long time ago. After the first hill, I'd have been man down. Like,
well, that was the ending, sort of like the video that you would have seen. That I was coming up to the finish line, and I just thought, I'm just gonna give it everything that I've got left now. Because I don't know, I didn't know whereabouts I was sort of placed, but I thought if I sprint and get in front of a few people, I might sort of get a better place.
Well, you did, from like what, 500 to 89th, like, and to say you never done one before, that's remarkably good.
It was good. It was so much fun, to be fair. Like, I'll definitely do some more in the future.
Yeah, because like I say, you do stick true to the name Ventures with Harry, because you go all over. Like, I've seen you do stuff all over. Cause it's like it's like what, you was on top of like a mountain the other day and it was raining, wasn't it?
Yeah. that was a bit of a mad one. That was purely just, I don't know, that wasn't really planned. We just went, me and my friend Harry Lee, went. He's another photographer as well. See, I'm just friends with all these photographers, videographers, and stuff.
People stick to their own kind to some extent, innit? The craft of craft. They understand you a bit more in some aspects than like, because obviously if you was to talk about some stuff, like obviously you said like the Nifty 50 earlier, and I was like, the hell's the Nifty 50? Like, I don't know if you meant 50p or whatever the hell you meant. I was like, okay, but obviously someone else would have known exactly what you meant, you know what I'm saying? So it's fair. Different worlds. Yeah,
we just sort of like, just wanted to go check it out, to be fair. Because there's this place called Chrome Hill and Dragon's Back, and the Dragon's Back looked sick, to be fair. It was literally like a mountain formation of like a Stegosaurus's back, pretty much. But we went up there, and it was pouring with rain like all morning, so we decided we just went to like a cafe, had to check the weather out and stuff, and it said it was going to be clear for the rest of the afternoon. So we got there, was walking around for quite a while trying to find like a way up to the top, and when we got up to the top, I literally just looked, and there was just black clouds sort of rolling in towards us, and I just was like, that's rain. And the rain came in so hard, and we got absolutely pounded by the rain. It was mad. But like, rain or shine, I'm just sort of, I don't know.
Rain or shine, you're here to venture.
Yeah.
And that's why you're called Adventures with Harry.
But
I also have to ask you now then, so from being an adventurer as you are, how do you then end up taking photos of people like Young T and Bugsey, Nave Smalls, Headie One? Like, how does that go about, like, from the outside to like the dramatic inside type of thing? Like, it's a very big shift. Like, how did that come about?
Well, I've got a good story about that, to be fair. I was when I was sort of like in college, obviously, like I knew of Rexo Media, you know, good old Jordan, and basically I'd got a DM on Instagram about doing a photo shoot, like, and because I'd already seen sort of all of Jordan's work anyway, I was buzzing. I was thinking, yeah, let's do it, just because I was trying to build up my portfolio at the time anyway. And we went and shot with Kurd Sheffin, did just sort of like some promo pics for Spotify and stuff like that, and then just did like sort of like a photo shoot in general for like social media stuff. And sort of ever since that, we kind of stayed in contact. And then I got a call while I was in lesson, asking if I was free sort of in the evening, and said, did I want to shoot Young T and Bugsey. And I've listened to Young T and Bugsey for years, so I was absolutely buzzing. And I said yes straight away. left.
In the lesson, you know.
Honestly,
Harry's like, what, in the lesson? Yeah, he's like,
honestly, I was stood up in lesson on the phone. I was like, yes, like I was game. I was sold. So I went home straight away and just got ready. Although the shoot wasn't until like super late, we didn't get there till like early hours of the morning, to be fair, because it was I think it was Loughborough Student Union, and I was just I was a bit nervous because I was shooting on, I don't know what camera I was shooting on at the time. I don't know if it was my 100D or my 80D. It might have been my 80D at this point. But still, like, the Canon cameras weren't amazing in sort of like low light. So I just knew I had to, like, I don't know, I say make my mark, but like get some sick shots. So I just went ham on the photos, to be fair, and like edited them as quick as possible. And then sort of since then, it's just sort of been the same sort of thing. And with going on shoots with like Jordan and stuff, I've sort of learnt more about like the industry itself, like freelance especially, and then going to more and more shoots with like Young T and Bugsey, which led to like Headie One and Nave Smalls and like the festival stuff. So it's all just sort of progressed from that, and kind of like a little network kind of thing.
That's a wicked though, you know, like that's very good. Like, to say like you just hit like a nice incline, like you started and you said, this is what I'm gonna do, like you just went boom, and it's just gone nice. Like the chances like of you just standing up in class and going yes, and then from that it's just like boom, you've met people I bet you probably never thought you would have dreamed of meeting. And it's just crazy. Like, you've lived a dream to some extent, to like what some have probably worked their entire life for, and like it just shows, innit, credit where credit's due. It's just kind of felt nice for you all, and it's like whatever's meant to happen will happen to everyone at their time, innit? So
yeah.
Ratings to you for that.
It was just mad, to be fair, just because I even remember when we went to the Princess Cut shoot with Headie One and Young T and Bugsey. I was just kind of not weirded out, but I was just like, I even said to Jordan on the day, I was like, it's just a bit mad because there's all these artists coming through that I would literally listen to on the way down there and just like regularly listen to the music, and now I'm here like taking pictures of them, and I was just sort of trying to comprehend all of that and take it in at once.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like being on big sets is just cool as well, because you see all the moving parts and stuff, and it's just, there's so much to take in. But with all like the stuff like that, I just, as long as I was getting sort of like hard pictures that were gonna sort of make a bit of a statement and stuff, even if I was on just behind the scenes photography, I'd always make sure I shoot like press photography, if you will, just so like I'm building up a portfolio and just like learning, I don't know, just learning as I go along as well. Because although like I went to college and uni and stuff, like before I went there I was sort of all self-taught through like YouTube and just like trial and error at home and things like that. And just sort of even being on like shoots and stuff, I learned about multiple different stuff, whether it be like, I don't know, especially with the video side of things, like shooting on flat profiles and color grading and stuff like that. there's just so much like I've been able to pick up and sort of delve into. It's just, I don't know, it's never really stopped. And to be honest, it isn't really stopping anytime soon. Like, everything's just constantly progressing and everything's evolving. So you've just got to keep up with the times, I guess, and I don't know, just keep working hard.
Yeah, man, but that's sick though. Like, also, I bet people don't know, little teaser for you people, that you took the cover photo for Young T and Bugsey's Big Business, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's an achievement, you know. And also when they got, was it New York that the billboard was on?
Yeah, that was definitely probably one of the, I'd say, one of my favourite accomplishments I've ever had, just because it was just so mad. To be fair, it was that was just shooting press photography at the what was it? That was at New Shape, I think. Yeah, that was at New Shape in London, and I remember. I think it was like Jordan or one of the A&Rs messaged me and just asked if I could send a couple of photos over at certain sizes and stuff, and they mentioned about a billboard, and I was like, oh, buzzing, I might get like one of them paper billboards in like Nottingham or somewhere.
What, New York, blood? New York!
I know.
Like, think of that, New York, like it's near enough like one of the biggest cities in the world, and just think everyone in New York at that time would have seen your work. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I know if that happened to most people, they'll be on an ego boost on 1,010, power level over 9,000, but here you are still being a humble man.
Well, I can still remember exactly where I was when I got the call, and of got sent the pictures of where it was. I was literally in Mackey's drive-through. I was in McDonald's drive-through, believe it or not, and I was buzzing. I was literally, I was tempted to get out of the car. I was so gassed, but like, it was just mad. It was crazy because I thought that it was just going to be like a paper billboard in Nottingham or something like that, and to see that it was on like the Times Square billboard above the police station in New York, and then there was one in Sweden, and then like a few dotted around London as well, and then like loads of digital ones on like vans and stuff in London. It was just sort of, my mind was blown, to be fair, because I just sort of, I'd never sort of thought anything like that was possible, especially way back when I was in school and stuff. So I was buzzing, to be fair, but it was just sort of, although it was like a sick achievement and stuff like that, and I always like treasure that moment for the rest of my life. Yeah,
man, that's like, I can imagine as a photographer, that's like a musician winning like a Grammy or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, feels that way. It certainly feels that way.
To be featured on something so big, and from like, because the world's a big place, isn't it? And there's a lot of people trying to make it everywhere. Yeah. So it's like for you to have made it from your little, what is Belper? Is it like a little village type of?
Yeah.
Like a little county type of thing, innit?
Yeah, I'm just outside Belper in a little village called Heege, and I won't even lie, there's not much that goes off there, to be honest.
So you see what I'm saying? From Heege to New York, like you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like stuff you can't make up. Like, you never would have envisioned it, and it's like it's happened though. And like, bro, that's such like an achievement. Like, congrats to you, innit? Like really, no, because it's like not a lot of people will get it. Like, you've generally put in the hard work, and you like from 14, innit? From when you said, "Ooh, I really like cameras," bro. Like, it's obviously paid off. Like, you're 21 now, and like you've had that type of achievement, and you've done this type of stuff. Like, my guy, like, it's nothing to just take for granted. Like, and it shows like you're worthy, innit? Because like I say, the photos are hard, the visuals are hard. Like, generally, credit where credit is due.
No, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, like, it is very much like, obviously everyone's trying to sort of make it, but even if you like do hit an achievement like that, like, it never stops. Like, you've just got to keep going. But that's one thing that I've always sort of been quite happy with. Like, when I was quite young, I kind of, although I don't definitely know exactly what job I want to do, like in the film industry or media industry at the minute, I just sort of figured out like photography, videography, that's the industry that I want to go into. And I think that sort of, I wouldn't say took a lot of the pressure off, but it made sort of making my decisions of where to go to like uni and college a lot easier, just because I don't know, I was able to gain sort of a lot more useful information rather than sitting at home thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, or do I want to be, I don't know, an accountant. Don't get me wrong, terrible at maths, so I wouldn't be an accountant, but you know, just struggling trying to figure out what I do want to do with my life. But I always said I stay sort of like true to myself and make sure like I'm living life to the fullest and stuff, and I don't know, with the photography and video stuff, I'm just trying to just keep learning and build up sort of my network and stuff. Like recently I went to Manchester to like this networking event. There was only like 12 people there, to be honest, but from going there I was able to just sort of speak to a couple of people who were like in the industry, and like took some notes, and from that I went home, did a lot of research, and now I'm going to another event in Manchester next week, but this one's even bigger, and it's in what's it called, Media City. So I'm just sort of at this point just trying to put all gas, like no brakes on the career side of things, because I'm in my final year of uni, so once that finishes I'm not entirely sure what my plans are. Like if I save up enough money I'll go travel for a bit, probably try and like shoot
happen even more,
like try and shoot content on the road or something, because that was very much like that YouTube video the other day. Although it wasn't really planned, I thought, you know what, we'll take the cameras and why not just vlog it and see what happens. And like the video turned out quite well, to be fair. I think it was so much fun to make, and when I got home I was up till 4 a.m. just editing it, and like it didn't even like drain me too much, just because I was so like invested in it. And I think that's what people really need to do, is like as soon as you figure out what you want to do, just sort of go all gas, no brakes with it. Yeah,
you're not wrong. I try to tell people that all the time. If there's something you want to do, don't wait in it. Like if you say, like, I don't know, let's say you said I want to be a top chef, start like, and you go, I don't know where to start. We have Google, we have the internet. Just start like that in it. Just generally start like go. Just Google a few recipes, then just slowly start chipping your way. Don't think of, oh, I'll do it tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Because if you keep doing that, you'll never do it. If you just literally go, you know what, I want to do this. Let me try today. Let me try putting some effort today. Let me make that effort. Let me just look at something and try find my way through. Because obviously it works. Harry's living proof of that. Harry said, when I was 14, let me pick up a camera. Let me see what I can do with it. Now look at him. He's had photography on in New York Times Square. Like, see what I'm saying? Don't wait, people. Generally, if you have something you want to do, just do it. Don't worry about people are gonna think, because at the end of the day, people's opinions and people's judgment are all down to them anyway. It's your life. It's how you want to make yourself happy and how you please yourself. That's what it's really about. If you want your own happiness, go get it. But besides that, Harry, besides my serious ass talking, let's light-hearten the conversation a bit more. So we all know what Harry does main time. What does Harry do in his downtime?
I don't even know, to be fair. Like on weekends I do work at Co-op, like in a warehouse, just sort of trying to keep money in, but I won't even lie, I hate the job.
You gotta work a couple of jobs you don't like in it. Like it's part and parcel in it. Like we've all had to do stuff we don't like in it to get where we want to be. Like you listen to like any actor or whatever, they've all had to work like a waitress job, like just doing whatever random madness in it, just to do anything to get by in it. Because obviously you got to put food on the table. You don't work, you don't eat. And last time I checked, if you don't eat, you don't live. Yeah. So if you like living, you gotta eat. If you want to eat, you gotta work. So
yeah, true. It's like, I don't know, spare time wise, I guess sort of when I do get spare time, I normally do like to go out and stuff, like not drinking or whatever, but like go out and like explore some like places, where it be like peak districts, always good. Like I've got into paddleboarding quite recently, which was good.
Okay, paddleboarding. How did you find that?
That was more time through my cousins, to be fair. I went down to Essex and saw them, and we ended up I did paddleboarding for the first time, and it was quite fun, to be honest, although I did sort of fall in the water a few times.
So just to be clear, paddleboarding is the one, I don't know if I'm gonna get this wrong, but you stand, is that the one where you stand on the board? Stand on, and paddle, you have the small thing, and then you do your thing? Yeah, okay. Just to me, and you don't have the big flag in it, because that's flag surfing.
No,
is that flag surfing?
I think that's windsurfing.
Windsurfing, yeah. But yeah, okay. So what, do you do that at the sea?
You can do it in the sea, reservoirs, canals, rivers. You can do it in, but it just depends on how quick it's flowing and stuff. But I literally bought one quite cheaply from Selfridges of all places, and I don't know. I've just been using it. I used it quite often during summer, and then I don't know. I've just sort of been doing that since, which is good. But it is a bit cold for it now, to be fair.
Yeah, trialing times in England when it's cold. Yeah. I always tell people winter is here, it's not coming, it's here. The minute it hits, October, end of September. Bow, that is winter. Don't tell nothing to me about autumn. It's no autumn, it's just winter.
Straight
we don't
to
have
cold.
yes. Because think of it, yeah. This is meant to be like light temperature right now. Brethren, man, you're in a winter jacket.
I was gonna say
It's
my hands
cold.
are a bit cold. I got my hands in here.
Yeah, exactly. It's cold. We don't have autumn. We just have winter. It is cold. It's
Yeah.
always cold. And it's always raining.
No,
Then
that
we
is
have like
true.
a very short summer in it. Everyone knows in the UK we probably have like 2 weeks worth of summer where it's just nice weather, and then after that it just goes back to normal British weather,
Yeah.
and it's just a little bit hotter, but it is what it is.
But yeah, sort of I do paddle boarding occasionally. Occasionally jump on a PS5.
What games you on the PS5?
At the minute, I'm sort of. I normally would just like if I've got a little bit of free time, I'd jump on GTA, just do a bit of free play, you know.
What you got online, or you just sticking to the
story, to be fair.
Is
Just
it?
story. Yeah, I don't really do sort of much online, but like
Do you
recently,
not like the online?
I don't mind it, but I feel like I kind of jumped on GTA a bit late, so I'd be like level 12 and everyone's like level 1,000.
Oh
and
yeah,
just
no,
absolutely
I'm not gonna lie to you.
obliterating
On GTA you do get murked. Like, understand, GTA is the definition of a modern game in the sense of if you don't have money on that game, you can't do nothing, and you have
Yeah.
to pay real world money to have money in the game, and it's annoying because you're just trying to live in it. You're just trying to do the little missions, but you step outside and just get murked. Like you're just trying to
Literally.
live. You go, oh yes, I've got my first little car. Then the man just comes rocket launcher,
Someone-
bow,
I was gonna
and you're
say,
like,
You invest real money into GTA and people will take that from you.
people
quick.
will swipe it. These man said Dora the Explorer, swiping, no swiping,
robbed
and they
up.
took it. They took it at its peak. It's actually emotional. And then the thing is, the game's frustrating because then you're investing a lot of hours into the game where you think I could have been doing
You're
this
getting
for something else.
frustrated with it, yeah.
And then there's nothing worse than when someone comes and murks you, and then you're like, oh. Now I need to go on a manhunt. I'm after blood, and there's no point because you've gained nothing.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anything, you've wasted more money going after
More
a man.
money, more time.
Yeah, it's
More
absolutely
frustration.
frustrating. So frustrating. I love the game, but my God, does it annoy me as well.
So that's why I just tend to stick to like the story free play because I can just mess around,
Yeah, it's
mod some
just
cars, do
yeah.
whatever. Maybe a bit of Warzone every now and then, but recently, like a couple of weeks ago,
Warzone's another one of them games. Frustration, innit? Another
bro.
one of them games. Frustration.
that's another level of frustration.
Oh my! I feel like everyone knows that game lies to you because you'll shoot a swarm and you'll think, oh my God, they should be dead, and then you get hit markers. You're like, bro, how have you not died? Like I shot you 2 times in the head with the sniper. How are you not dead? How am I really getting a hit marker? Then you get that thing where you just come and the guy's just gone, brr, and that's it. You're dead, and you're like,
I
how?
know.
How? He's only caught me with 1 bullet, but for some reason I'm dead. What's going off? And then I've sprayed a whole clip on a man, and he's turned around and really just gone.
Trust
And
me,
I'm finished.
It gets stressful quick. But I think the most recent game that I've got into is like it's a PS4 game, but it was on PlayStation Plus. It was called Steep, so it's like a snowboarding game, and like you can do like skiing stuff on there and like wingsuit stuff like that. And I've just been playing a bit of that, to be fair, just doing some snowboard tricks and stuff. Don't
Kind
get
of
right.
fits. It kind of fits with the whole venture thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's what I kind of like doing. Like if I play like a game, even if I'm on GTA, someone go climb a mountain on GTA, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And when you fall down, you ragdoll bad, innit?
Oh, trust me.
The ragdoll
Wasted
Yeah.
straight away.
Yeah.
But,
The
yeah,
wasted
like
is crucial.
no, trust. Like you can't go wrong with a bit of PlayStation, but I don't know. Free time sort of recently has been like the odd bit of PS5, a little bit of reading. I'm trying to get into reading now.
Okay,
Sounds
so
a
what
bit
you read?
mad.
No, what you? I rate people that read, innit? I couldn't do it. It's not for me. As I said earlier, dyslexic. Me and reading do not go together. We are not Batty and Bench. It is not a thing. Like, but ratings to people that do read, innit? So what do you read? What are you reading at the minute?
I read a book on communication skills the other day, and I'm on my second book, which is on communication skills. And then after I finish that, which I'll hopefully finish this week, I'm reading a book. I'm gonna read the book. What's his name? It's like this Nepalese guy. There's a documentary that I watched on Netflix today called 14 Peaks, and he does 14 of the highest peaks in the world in 7 months. And he's just him and his Nepalese crew, beasts. And they did it, and it was just quite inspiring to watch on Netflix. I just thought, you know what, the book's £8. I'll buy it and read it and just go from there, really. But I'm just with the communication books. I'm just trying to sort of read things that are going to sort of benefit me, I guess. But sometimes I'm not a big fiction guy, I guess. But I I definitely I love my documentary stuff and real life stuff, whether it be a biography or something like that. But yeah, that's another thing. Netflix documentaries in spare time, most definitely. If I've got time to watch something, I'll watch mainly documentaries.
That's what you're watching on Netflix, is documentaries and stuff. So you're not into I don't know, TV series or films.
I will watch them, but I think documentaries is sort of where I really get interested in. And to be fair, I do watch a lot of YouTube. I'm absolutely loving YouTube at the minute. I found I say a brand. It's kind of like a brand in the business, but it's a group called Sickos, and they just do windsurfing, wakeboard. They do loads of just crazy stuff, travel all over the place, and just have fun really and film it all. And I've just been watching them for a good month now, and it's sick.
Thank you for your time, and it's been a pleasure getting to know Venture with Harry on a deeper level. Getting to know what you do career-wise, but also in relaxed time-wise. Yeah. Harry, my friend, I'll catch you later.
Catch you later, man.
That's another episode of Smooth Talks. Peace out, people.